Hello and welcome to the TheAnimeAbroadPodcast. Warning, this podcast may contain spoilers, bad language, and awful, just so awful. These opinions may be so awful. Just, you've been warned, watch out. Now, on to the show. Oh god.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is some part of the Anime Abroad podcast. To do with Total Biscuit, we occasionally talk about video games. Okay, we occasionally talk about anime. Joining me on the show today, I have. Joining me on the show today, I have Ravi.
Hello.
I have Tom.
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
And we have Cassie, who's not having a birthday today.
No, that's a ways away.
Yeah, well, congratulations on getting a year closer to death, Tom.
Is that true, though? Are you really a year closer to death when you get older?
I'm a smoker, so yeah, definitely.
Are you just as close to death?
You guys might be. I'm obviously not.
This is the real question of the week right here.
Yeah, statistically, you were just as close to death.
Oh, I'll be the first to die
No.
out of the Anime Abroad podcast crew. That's pretty much a guarantee.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not if we
I don't
kill
know.
ourselves at the same time.
Dave, when was the last time you went to a doctor?
I can't wait for you guys to taste my punch at the meetup.
A month ago?
Yeah, I haven't been to a doctor since I was 12. I could be dying right now from something.
Yeah, I went to the doctor a month ago too.
Yeah, it's one of them. I don't go to the doctors unless the problem I've got's really starting to bother me. It's like I walk into
that's why I went to the doctor.
like the reason why I went to
So,
the
don't
doctor.
go to the doctor
what's
and I don't
wrong
even
with
have
you
to pay for
guys?
The reason why I went to the doctor is I was like, I kind of can't really see out my right eye anymore. Is that something I should be concerned about? And they're like, maybe
I kind of
you
like
should.
had slight paralysis in my fingers. So
That's a little bit more serious, I think. Bugger me.
like, the left side of my left foot went completely numb for, like, over a year. And,
that's
it's
not a
okay
good
now,
thing.
but... It's okay now, kinda, but, like, the skin's all fucked up.
Okay.
Okay. That's
I guess
So,
you guys have more
right.
problems than me. I get high blood pressure on occasion. I think it's because of alcohol, so I'm not going to the doctor because they'll probably just tell me to stop drinking, and that's not going to happen.
That's why I keep putting it off.
Every...
That's why I keep putting it off. It's
I swear to God, every time I've been to the doctor, the only thing I've ever heard is, just lose some weight. I swear to God, why do these guys even get paid?
It's like I'm kind of the same as Cash. Like I'm terrified
yeah,
of
no
going
shit,
to
mate.
doctors. It's like
Yeah.
they'll very slowly start taking away the things I have great pleasure in life. And like for example, when I was 19, I started having panic attacks and stuff like that. And the doctor said to me, "Yeah, you might want to stop smoking so much pot." And I was like, "Nah, but I really enjoy
Yeah.
I really enjoy pot." And she was like, "Well, you can smoke pot, but you will have the panic attacks as well." And I'd be like, panic attacks suck. Okay, I guess I'll stop smoking pot. The next time I go in there, it's like, I can barely see out my right eye. Maybe you should stop drinking cider, Dave. And I'm like, no, I would much rather die. Thank you very much.
This is all I have left. You're not taking it away from me. Fuck off.
I love the way my dad put it. He said, if I didn't drink, if I didn't have sex, and I didn't smoke, I'd die of fucking nothing, wouldn't I? I'm like, oh, if you carry on the way you're going, you'll die of fucking lung cancer at some point. But, you know, if you're having fun, go for it.
All right, Attack on Titan, everybody.
Is this what
Are
we're
we
doing?
doing it? Is that what we're doing?
It's time for
No,
this.
let's not talk about Attack on Titan.
Well, Cassie, let's
That
have
would work.
Cassie, let's have a question of a proper question of the week, a dumb, random, a fun one that doesn't
Oh.
involve us going, I think I'm dying.
I was going to say, it's not fun, but I like this question.
Okay.
How many times will you let a phone ring before you hang up? If you're calling
Right.
someone.
Depends.
It
That
depends.
entirely depends.
If I'm calling, wait, hang on a minute. Are you wearing a Fate Zero t-shirt? Is that a command seal, Tom, on your t-shirt?
Yeah, this is a Phase Zero t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Hang on. I'll sit up.
Nice. Love it. Well, that's great. I don't know if I'm
So
calling
that's
my
like
dad.
the shirt that you wear when you're not,
In public, yes.
Yeah.
Although this is quite low key.
Right, but that's like the one that, like, even if people who like know what Fate Zero is, you don't want them to know that you watch Fate Zero.
I'm not that bad. Like I'm okay. Like if I'm out and someone sees I'm wearing an anime shirt and they get it, if like unless it's like they're stopping me on the street, if it's like I'm not doing anything, I'm okay to chat as long as you're not like a freak or anything.
Right,
Yeah.
right, but like, why would you want people to know? Like, even the people who like are like super into like the culture, why would you want them to know you watch such a bad show?
Oh, was that the terrible joke you've been lining up for the past minute and a half? I could see that coming from a mile away. Actually, that actually is a pretty good question as well. Like, I mean, like, how far do you actually take wearing like anime stuff out in public?
Actually, last week I got my shirt in the mail. I got it's just a yellow t-shirt, it's not the full shirt. The I Love Humanity shirt from No Game No Life. I really like that because that's not super obvious.
Wait, is it in Japanese?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Well, actually, the eye
it's
isn't.
not super obvious. It's a fucking hideous color, though. But
it's bright yellow. I love it.
Oh, fucking hell! The fashion police have arrived.
Yeah,
the one shirt.
Bright yellow is not really a good color, though.
All my shirts are black. I like having a couple nice ones.
My tobacco comes in a shiny yellow thing.
Smoking kills. Holy fuck!
Yeah, that's how Burton does it.
That's brilliant. Holy shit.
Going back to the question of the week, it really depends.
Yeah, if I'm calling my dad, I know I'm going to be on our phone waiting for at least 5 minutes before he picks the fucker up because he's deaf. So, well, practically deaf at this point.
Ravi, did you say 3?
It's either 3 or until it goes to voicemail.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I let it ring 6 times. Or sometimes 7.
Do you guys
count?
Yeah, I count everything.
Well, I guess my attention span isn't really short enough.
It's like
to
if
reach,
I'm
those
picking up
numbers,
the phone and I say hello 3 times, then I'll hang up. But I'll say hello 3 times.
Hello? Hello, hello? Can you hear me now?
Hello, hello, hello.
He just picks up. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
If, like, I don't know, like, when I was at school, I would literally just, like, leave the phone ringing, because the house phone doesn't go to voicemail ever. It just rings continuously. So I would just be walking around, like, dialing it for 5 minutes, just waiting for someone to pick up. I'll just be chatting. Because I live on a farm, and it's the main business line, so there's a bell in the yard that rings when the phone rings.
Oh my god.
So if I leave it ringing long enough, someone will come and pick it up. But usually just voicemail. It's only like a handful of rings until voicemail. Usually.
I hate voicemail so much.
7?
Yeah, it's like nobody ever listens to the voicemail.
I always feel so awkward, and I'm
message.
like, so yeah, I'm like talking to myself now instead of talking to you, and I gotta tell you things, and
you always like fuck up immediately, don't you? On voicemail?
Oh, this is
like you like do a voice squeak, or you say like the name or something like really dumb.
Hi, this is Call Me Back, please, Ravi.
Or you could know what you're gonna say beforehand, like Ravi or something.
And then like still mix it up.
I never even register that it's gone to voicemail until the beep, and I'm just like, oh fuck, shit, and I put it down.
And then sometimes you'll be talking for a little bit, and then you'll realize you never gave your name, and you're like, oh yeah, and it's me, it's Cassie.
Sometimes there's like,
it's like and then you hear the voicemail, and it's just
somebody,
somebody, and then it's just somebody just going, I just turn this thing off again, and then that's just it.
I have
I've never checked my
relatives in
voicemail.
India who don't speak English, so whenever they call and they get to voicemail, they're just like, oh, he just said something. I don't know what they said. Like, they just said something in English and kind of just hung up on me. I don't understand.
The question is, though, how many minutes of deep breathing do you leave on the voicemail?
I found a nice sweet spot at about 1 minute 25, like for 125, because then they'll listen to that and go, well, Dave's a smoker, it could have been him. So
25 minutes of heavy breathing, and then you're just like, all right, it's constant. Nice.
Yep, it's definitely Dave.
No, I've left quite a few voicemails where it's just like, it's like a second, maybe less, and it's just me going, oh, shit.
A lot of talker phones are going to have to name this episode The Future Diary, aren't they? Or Read of the East, I don't know.
We could talk about Future Diary and how bad it is.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it.
It sucks. I didn't finish it,
I
though.
hate it.
I got to the robot dogs, and I was like, this is so fucking stupid.
I actually just really hate it.
I don't mind it. I loved it the first time I watched it, then I rewatched it. It's like a lot of things when I rewatch it, I'm like, oh, good God almighty, what the fuck did I find? It's like Sword Art Online all over again. Ever since I rewatched Sword Art Online, watching things for the second time again, it's just gotten progressively
I
worse.
don't want to rewatch Sword Art
Why
Online.
don't I just rewatch Eden of the East? It's about cell phones that, aren't cringeworthy.
If you guys want to talk about Attack on Titan, I can chip in a little bit, I guess.
I really don't want to.
I don't know. I don't really have much to say at this point. That shit came out so long ago.
Yeah.
And there's still so much more left to it.
Whenever we fucking get to it.
I tell you what, though. After... we can talk about the movie. Have you guys seen the movie? Any of the trailers or anything?
I've seen one trailer today. I put it on the Facebook page.
There was a new trailer came out today or yesterday.
Isn't it the exact same shit, though?
No, in one of the images I saw,
I've
seen had an RPG or something.
I've seen a list of characters from it. They're actually having some movie exclusive characters in there that aren't related to the manga.
I read about that a long time ago, I think. Yeah.
It's like, no, if you watch the trailer, it's completely different.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like an Attack on Titan themed movie or inspired movie. It doesn't follow the storyline. Like I say,
will it have
one of the characters had an RPG.
There's every chance it could.
Probably not.
I'm sort of hyped for it. It'd be nice to see what they're actually going to do to it, if they're going to include modern weaponry and stuff like that. I mean, that's interesting.
RPG.
Yeah.
There's a poster out there with a character with an RPG.
That's something a little bit different, and I'll definitely give it a watch.
Yeah, the Colossal Titan is fucking cool though in the trailer. The question is though, the Titans. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, after watching that, I'm kind of happy that they didn't give it to Hollywood, because if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere they were going to Hollywood were really interested in buying the rights for it, but
they're gonna have M. Night Shyamalan direct it.
I have no idea. Some Japanese company said no, you're only gonna fuck it up. We'll do it ourselves. You can just go over there and sit in the corner. We will let you have a go at it once we're done with it. So,
I think I'd rather see a Hollywood version. Just because I really don't have much faith that the Japanese studio is going to be able to pull off the 3D gear and make it look realistic at all.
Well,
have you guys seen the?
That's fucking nothing.
Yeah, and it didn't show the 3D maneuver gear stuff. The Titans look cool, but that's easy.
Yeah. Well, I'm not quite so sure it's easy.
Yeah. There's no way they're going to be able to 3D rig that maneuver gear stuff, in my opinion, and make it look anywhere near as cool as it is in the series. Because a human body can't move like that; it's impossible.
Yeah. So
it's either going to be CGI and look really goofy with all the movements, or it's going to be actual actors in a rig, and it's just going to look super lame. I don't know.
I mean, we seen the live Attack on Titan reading, didn't we? We've all seen that, right?
What?
Nope.
When they played when
they're sat down and reading.
No, yeah, when they done the reading live and they had an orchestra.
Oh, is that when? Is that with the orchestra?
Stage.
Yeah,
the orchestra on the stage, and Salvador was playing piano for it. Really fucking good, by the way. It got deleted off Vimeo a couple of weeks ago. So if you can go and find it at 21, I'd say go and watch it. Just listen to the music live is fucking fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of all hype and love for Attack on Titan's just completely diminished for me over the past year. I'm just not all that interested in it anymore.
Where the manga's
I'd
got
only be
to.
interested in Attack on Titan on Ice. That's it.
Not Naruto the musical. I still can't believe that's a thing.
Neither can I.
Wait, what?
No, there's some stuff that's happened quite recently in the manga which I'm pretty hyped for seeing, but there's parts I don't know. There's going to be some really slow parts in season 2 as well.
Well, it's not coming out until 2017, right?
I thought it was 2016.
I don't know.
Remember.
I thought it was summer 2016.
I'm happy to wait for it, to be honest.
Well, yeah, as I say, I'm not waiting. I'm no longer hyped for it, so I mean, I'll wait as long as possible. Stuff like Fate Stay Night, I want right this second. I mean, if they brought it out early right now, fuck you guys. Oh, right, okay.
So yeah, I don't think it's 2017, or I would have just completely lost interest.
I think it is 2016, but I was when I heard that, I was maybe I don't need to watch any more Attack on Titan ever.
I'll watch it.
Sawano is going to put some new music in it, and goddamn it, it's worth watching a series just for that.
Oh hell yeah!
I watched Guilty Crown for that reason. I watched quite a bit of Nanatsu no Taizai for that reason.
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
I stuck with Aldnoah for that goddamn reason.
Well, Aldnoah Zero Season 2 is finally starting to deliver on it, so we need more.
Season 2 is just such a step up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's well, so far I don't think it's put a foot wrong, but I've already been over that. So I mean, I suppose it doesn't look like it's going to actually be finishing in this season, does it? So I guess we're going to get a season 3.
What, Attack on Titan?
No, Aldnoah Zero. I went off on a tangent.
Oh, Aldnoah Zero? If I had to guess, I'd say not.
Yeah, I think they can probably milk this a little more.
Are you serious?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, man. Why?
Well, I mean, who's still got an eye left, so we're going to need another series finale to get rid of that one. And then,
The one thing I don't really get about that, like, are we okay to talk about Aldnoah spoilers?
No.
Yeah, who
Probably
cares?
not while it's airing. It depends, season 1 or season 2?
I'm
Season
2
2.
episodes behind.
All right, okay,
I
I'll leave it
wouldn't.
alone then.
Yeah,
Just
probably
remind me
next-
at some point in the future. I want to talk about Xenoho's robotic eye and about how that's getting really confusing.
yeah. The last episode I saw, I figured some shit was gonna go down with that.
I mean, it kind of has. It's
is
weird. It's really,
It's so
really
dumb.
weird. I don't get
Okay.
it's dumb. It's stupid. Everything to do with
It's
Xenoho is
not-
stupid.
Yeah, I was intending to pick it up.
It's terribly written. Like, I don't know. If humanity had that kind of technology, there wouldn't even be a fucking war, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
You just put that
that's-
fucking... You put that shit in a targeting computer and blow the shit out of every
They should've just
single
given him
robot
an
in
eye
space. Yeah. And like a real eye patch, not like these... Can I just take a second to talk about how much I hate eye patches in anime?
Certainly.
Like, they have...
If you want to talk
they
shit about my
always
wife,
use
go
these-
for it.
They
No,
always
don't
use
go
these
for it.
really fucking gross, like, cotton patches, which, like, are clearly designed to absorb seepage.
Oh, I've never
From an
thought
open
about it
wound.
that way.
Yeah, they're not eye patches, like pirates wear eye patches. Asuka in the new NG looks fucking awesome with, like, that black pirate eye patch.
Yeah, Laura Bodovic's
But,
got a pretty
like-
cool eye patch.
Eye
Like,
patches
whenever
are
I
cool.
see...
Solid fucking Snake has
actual eye
got a
patches
really
are
good
cool,
eye patch.
yeah. But when I see these, like, cotton patches on these cute anime girls, I'm just thinking, oh my god, there's an open wound behind that.
I mean, we've also, I think at least two of us here have seen another, right?
Yep.
Mai Misaki, the main character in another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we know that, like...
Yeah, there's
what was-
Chunibyo and F. I think there's a character in
Yeah,
F.
yeah.
That's an eye patch, right?
oh god, what was her name?
I don't know. It's a fairly common thing,
She's
though.
something I don't know, yeah. But yeah, it's really weird, that. Especially in another as well, because I think... I'm not sure if this is a spoiler, by the way, so if you haven't seen another, skip ahead. But another wasn't
It's
that
not
good anyway,
really.
so don't bother
Like,
watching
who
it.
cares?
Another what?
I mean, what was it? What was the reasoning behind that? Like, there was a problem with
There
her
was no
eye when she
real
was
reason.
born. No, but didn't her
Yeah.
mum replace a real eye with a doll's eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now that Tom's
That's right.
mentioned that just makes it 10 times more disgusting. Ugh. Well, thanks for that eye opener. Hey.
Is anyone keeping track
Hey.
of Gotham?
Nope.
Gotham?
I
Oh,
got.
I just said that and I realized that it was like 2 episodes ago, so I really can't talk about it. There's some
Oh.
really gross eye stuff in the new episode of Gotham. Pretty cool.
The eye stuff really fucking disturbs me. Like that, what happened in the Future Diary as well with Ninth, that was her name, the one who was voiced by Emily Neves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and-
See, like that, you need a cotton eye patch for that shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's going to be some seepage, I'll tell you that.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Then again, I guess you couldn't really pull off like a full-on like Kenpachi pirate eye patch in a school setting, could you?
Well,
Like,
Laura
all these
Bodivic pulled it off
examples
pretty
you're given
nicely.
are like in schools, aren't they?
Well,
I think so. Look.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think. I forgot why Laura Bodivic had that eye patch. It's just, everything has escaped from my
Design.
mind about Infinite
But didn't she have
Stratos.
like a golden eye or something?
She
stupid?
does, yeah, and I forgot the reason why she had that. It's what, like, I completely
she's-
forgot Infinite Stratos existed until today when I found out season
Wasn't
2
it-
got
no,
dubbed,
it
and I
was
was
probably
like,
like
who the
because
fuck
she
is
was
buying
designed
it?
to do that or something. Like she was.
Yeah, the way she was a test tube baby, wasn't she?
I think so.
Again, I can't remember the entire reason. I want to put Infinite Stratos on my head. I'm
Be-
completely fucking done with that series.
Please not talk about Infinite Stratos.
As I say, I got reminded today that season 2 got dubbed, and I'm like, why are you people giving these people money? It's just let it die.
I
Let's
remember
let it
watching
go.
about 15 seconds of it before and shutting it off.
It was a fun ride while it lasted, but I will never again, after season 2 and that OVA, I will never touch that series
After
again.
hearing Dave's opinion on that, I was just like, huh. Maybe there isn't a season 2 after all.
I still remember too when Dave told me to get it. I went and accidentally downloaded season 2, and I was like, "Oh, I accidentally got season 2," and he was like, "Nope,
Nope,
delete
delete
that
it right now.
You accidentally downloaded what?
Season 2 of Infinite Stratus.
What? I don't understand.
Well, she meant to buy it, but she accidentally downloaded it instead. I can see that. I can see how that happens. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
I don't
forgetful.
care
Like,
about
yeah.
her illegally downloading things. I mean, illegally downloading things that don't exist.
Hey, we've got a couple of new subscribers this week. They might not know we're into the whole illegal download thing. They might not have heard the podcast
What?
yet.
We're into what? What are you saying?
Ravi
Why would you
is
download
shocked and
things legally?
disappointed in all of us.
Are you? I need a moment.
Yeah, I don't understand either. Like, why don't you just get like your foot servant to get it for you? Like, just send them down to the shops and bring them back with the.
I mean, I have
copies
just
of
got
Why
anime.
don't
far
you
too
just
much money. I need to spend it
Buy
somewhere.
a Japanese TV.
Yeah, exactly.
and just-
I mean, I regularly
Buy
fly
what?
over
Buy-
to Japan every weekend so I can catch the latest shows as they're airing on Japanese television. That's how much money I've got.
And then my manservant Hisaki translates like
Yeah.
on the spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine
That's what I
actually,
do.
I actually wear the Oculus Rift, and it translates directly into my mind. So there's actually no
when you're playing your
loss
anime
of-
porn games.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I remortgaged my house so I could buy Fate Stay Night on Limited Blade Works because I seen the prices for those a couple of days ago. Like, wow.
Those are the import versions, right?
Yep, and they're about $400 or $500 a pop.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. The same thing
What?
happened with Fate Zero. Like, I think I remember mentioning this, like
I'm just gonna spend
another
on-
anime podcast you guys might have heard of, Podtaku. It's probably the most popular one.
Yeah, I remember. You
Oh, I've heard about that one. What's an
Why would
anime
you listen
podcast?
to an anime
It's shit.
podcast?
But basically, one of the hosts of that show, Holden, I think his name is, he like loves Fate Zero more than I do, and he reckons he spent about $1,000 just buying Fate Zero stuff. And he said he spent like $700 to import like a special edition version of it. And now I'm sat here and I've finally got Fate Zero, and it cost what £36 to buy the whole thing on Blu-ray. And I'm
I
like,
wonder how much money
I'm glad
they
I
make
waited
off
2
their
years.
podcasts. It's probably more than 54 cents.
Oh, I spent
You mean an undisclosed amount of-
$45.80 on the first season of Free.
You mean an undisclosed amount of money
54
that's somewhere
cents.
within the region of 50 cents. Yeah, Lord knows if Google ever comes across this and like, they know exactly, they're telling the people exactly how much money they're making. We didn't even want to make money off this podcast. We signed up with a partnership just to make sure if we did run into any copyright problems, they could help us. And so far,
And
we haven't
then-
had to use them.
Yeah.
I'm
we just
bet
kind
they're
of
glad they're
are scared about copyright reasons, so we don't do anything anymore.
Well, I wanted
Terrified of copyright.
I wanted to start doing top 10 videos again, but I think we vetoed that just in case.
I don't like top tens. And yeah, all that shit last time was just not worth it.
I spent a couple of hours making my top 20 OP video, and then in the end we always went, no, we're not going to do it anymore. I was like,
The fact that we literally couldn't upload more than once a month.
no, we could upload as much as we wanted, but the only thing is, all the videos had to be less than 15 minutes long, otherwise we couldn't upload them. So there was
That's
no
on
point in
that
having
account.
Yep. So yeah,
It's like, if you get it, there's nothing you can do.
we just need to pray that the guys who made Angel Beats or Sony Music Japan doesn't find this channel, because as soon as they find out we've been using Girls Dead Monsters music for about a year now, this channel's going to go down, and it's going to go down hard. Not even the Freedom Network's going to be able to stop them.
I really hope the
Isn't it
people
like
that
an
made those
acoustic cover,
pictures
though?
that we use don't find this podcast.
Oh god, yeah. It's not an acoustic version. There was 2 different versions of it. There was the Girls Dead Monster version of the OP, and then there was the actual OP. We're using the Girls Dead Monster instrumental version. So
I could remix it on my recorder and send you a copy of that.
a recorder. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been asking Niall to make us a little tune for the podcast for a while now, but as I say, he's been really busy lately. So if there's anybody out there who wants to make a theme song for us, and you don't expect to be paid for it, go for
I'll
it.
get right on that.
Wow.
That's like
An unpaid
Wow, that's
music
like one of the most
project for
ambitious thing
worst
I've heard in
podcast
years.
history.
Well, Tom can record the recorder part. I've got a guitar. I'm sure I could slap something together on that. Cassie, have you got any instruments?
Yeah, I got a guitar.
Okay, me and
yeah,
Cassie can do the
the only
guitar
song I
part.
know is Darude Sandstorm.
Just
though.
beatbox.
and Ravi will beatbox the beat for us. So yeah, there we go.
Nope.
That'll be coming your way in roughly about 2017 if the podcast is still around by then.
That is if we haven't all
So-
shriveled to nothing from watching too much anime. No, that can actually happen if you watch too much anime.
I haven't been watching enough anime lately.
That's true.
Yeah, I haven't really watched anything lately.
It's I don't know. It's been hard to get in the mood to watch it, but then I
get
had
that.
I had this devastating moment where, like, as I told you guys, I've been watching Shiro Bako, and in my mind I was like, oh yeah, that show's finished. I've heard some good things about it. I'll go and watch it. Yeah, it turns out I picked it up when there were still 3 episodes left to come out, so... but yeah, episode 23, that was so heartwarming. So heartwarming. I don't know where that came from, so heartwarming, but it totally fucking was. So, on that note as well, like, I mean, I had a question there, but now it's completely gone. So, I mean, how often do you guys get into this mood where, like, you don't really want to watch anything, or you can't really get in the mood to watch anything?
Every
a lot more
months.
Yeah, a lot more nowadays than I used to.
I had it happen once really bad a few months ago, and I was just like, I don't.
Yeah, it like happens where I just like don't watch anything. I like sometimes it happens that I like watch not anime. Like I watch like strictly live action for like 2 months.
I mean, I still keep up with all my weekly stuff that I'm really interested in. Like, it's for me, it's only just been Aldnoah and Shirobako, but it's one of them as well, because sometimes we all decide, like, you know, this is a show we want to review on the podcast, so we should get to watching that. It's kind of the same with like Hibernate Renmei and Wolf's Rain, like the next 2 shows we're planning on reviewing. I've had them sat on my hard drive for so long now, but I just can't really seem to get in the mood to watch them. And on top of that as well, it's like every time I have a look on the stuff I want to watch, I kind of get the feeling like, have I watched everything that's amazing or something like that? Am I never going to find another 10 out of 10 again? You know, unless it's airing week to week. It's been so long since I've sat down and watched the show, like from episode 1 to the end, and thought, yeah, that was an amazing 10 out of 10. I've just been through a string of like 6 or 7 out of 10s, and I don't know, maybe that will be the reasoning as to why I can't really get in the mood to watch anything, because I've just been watching a shitload of mediocrity. I don't know.
I always find it harder to pick
your
up
own anime.
Yeah, I find it harder to pick things up though, like to start from the beginning. Like with Durara, it took me months to even start that. But every time I do start something, I end up like sitting and watching the entire fucking thing and ruining 2 days.
Yeah.
By ruining, I mean...
except for sometimes when you watch like 10 episodes and then give up, like Scried.
I want to watch Scried, I really do. I really like it.
Me too.
I'm the same with Trigun. I got 16 episodes into that, and I just didn't carry on watching it. It's not that I didn't like it. I was, in fact, to the opposite. Yeah, I was enjoying it, but I just dropped it for some reason, and that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, for me what happened was with Scried, I think it happened 3 fucking times. It was nothing to do with the show itself. Something came up, and I stopped watching it every single time, and then I'd like kind of forget about it for a couple of weeks and go, I don't want to just pick it up again. I'd have to start over. I don't want to start over because I know what happens.
I hate that.
I do that with video games too. I fucking hate that with video games.
Yeah. I have the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Although actually, I'd watched the first season of Lost about a year ago, and I started wanting to pick it up again. But I got like 1 episode into the first season of Lost, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just skipping ahead.
I thought that was, what was that BBC 3 show? I think it was called Being Human. It had something to do with a vampire werewolf.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I
had some friends who were super into that.
I watched 2 seasons of that, and then there was a 3rd season. I watched like bits of that, and then I've been wanting to watch it for ages, but now I can't remember what happened in seasons 1 and 2.
I liked it, but
you watch season 1 and 2, you can stop there.
Yeah,
it hits a really shitty point where like
maybe
the entire cast gets like replaced.
Yeah, that's the point where I've gotten to, and it's something to do with the baby.
Don't stay there. Yeah, stay there. No, because it's like episode 1 of season 3. Like they kill off half the cast at the end of shit. Who fucking cares? It's a foreign show, and
didn't they localize it to like? Didn't they like redo
No, I watched the English
version.
Yeah,
they had an American version, but I saw the English version as well.
Yeah, I watched
the American versions of British shows are amazing. You guys fucking suck at making those. Did you know there's an American In-Betweeners?
What? I've never watched the In-Betweeners, but what?
Just watch the trailer. That's all you need.
There was another...
It is... Oh my god,
I mean, we had The Office. That worked out.
Yeah, that's like the first one I really heard of.
But Ricky Gervais was on that. Like, Ricky Gervais was like supervising for the first couple of series, if I remember. He does like all of them.
It's such
why? He's not a good person, but that's good. That's a good thing.
He's just like way too obnoxious and like quietly so.
God, I've like forgotten 15 things I wanted to say.
We stopped talking about anime and suddenly we have shit to talk about. What?
I'm gonna backtrack because I just wanted to say before, I have no problem like watching my weekly shows at all. it's just like sitting down and starting something from scratch is hard. Sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And like when there's like a sequel that starts airing, or actually at the point of any new season, I'm always jumping into whatever looks good. I'll watch like the first episode of everything that comes out in a new season, but I can't get myself to start like something new from scratch.
See, I
don't know.
I can't do that either, but I also like stop on my weekly things. Like I just like let them pile up.
Yeah. That's what I've done this season,
like
and it fucking sucks because I'm so far behind on so many things.
I mean, I'm caught up with Aldnoah, I'm caught up with Shirobako. I'm 5 episodes behind Death Parade. I only watched 3 episodes of Assassination Classroom. I want to get back to that, and I think I'm 5 episodes behind Mario the Virgin Witch. So I
watch a lot more weekly stuff than you guys.
Yeah, I've got more stuff I want to watch, but there's a lot of it that I've only seen the first like 3 episodes of, and then I can't remember what happened when I stopped watching anime for a few weeks.
Yeah,
it's one of them as well.
I'm up to date on my things. Like I'm up to date on Maria, Durara, 1 episode behind on Psychono. I'm up to date on Assassin Class. I'm almost caught up to Death Parade. Or maybe I am.
Oh, Death Parade, the new episode. Holy fuck. It's so good.
Which one is the newest episode?
Of Death Parade.
Did it come out today?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then I haven't watched that one.
I mean, I did download all the episodes today that I haven't watched, so I was going to watch them at some point today, but I got sidetracked by Primal Carnage.
Yeah, Parasite. I haven't watched anything this season.
I still have to catch up on Magical Boys, too.
I'll wait for a better quality thing to be released, because the one I watched and linked you to,
it's on Crunchyroll.
It was like pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say, too. I want to watch
fucking
that.
pleb.
Okay.
So this is bad. I still have the tab open, too.
I have so many...
The link I gave you?
Do you guys do it where you...
Bad. Like the subs are way too big, and the quality is actually not 1080. Even though it says it is? Or does it say it is? No, it doesn't say it is.
No, it doesn't say
but it's like...
The suffering we go through for all of us.
Do you guys do the thing where you open a shit ton of tabs of shows that you want to watch, and then just leave them open for ages?
I hate having multiple tabs open. Like, I absolutely hate tabs.
I do it for other things.
Like the free is one of 2 tabs I have open right now.
Like the amount of times my cousins walked into my room and said, "Hello, Dave, would you like some browser with your tabs?" And just because I'm looking at so much random shit at the same time.
I have 16 tabs open right now.
Yeah, I have 2, and one is the thing I'm closing because Ravi told me to.
mine. I would have had a ton of tabs open, but I closed almost everything off, thinking I was going to go to bed, and then you guys were like, "We should record," and I was like, I've still got a little bit of life left in me." So, and now I'm wide awake.
Yeah,
we totally screwed.
Oh, my sleeping pattern was already on its way to get fucked up.
Did we go around saying like who's watching what? Because Ravi, you were talking about watching some new stuff, right?
Yeah, I basically listed it all.
I think we're mostly watching similar things, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I picked up Cross Ange again. I want to call it Cross Ange because that sounds a lot better than Angie.
Yeah.
I mean that's how they say it in the show, so I guess it's Cross Angie. But that just makes it sound like she's mad about something.
Yeah.
So, God, Angie, you've made Angie so cross.
Oh, Tom, are you still watching Yurikuma?
No, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. It's too much for me.
Yurikuma, but I don't want it to be me.
They finally put Yona of the Dawn on Anti-Chart for the fall leftovers. Wonder when they did that.
We need to get Nate to watch Yurikuma.
I will say.
Oh, and Parasite. No one's mentioned Parasite.
Ty's been trying to get me to
I'm up to date.
I mentioned Parasite.
I'm up to date on Parasite. Parasite is hot. Parasite is so good.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm just waiting for it to finish so I can sit and watch the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for it to finish as well.
Yeah,
oh shit, when did a Diabolic Lovers OVA come out? I'm going to have to get that.
I'm fairly certain Parasite's 1 episode off finishing.
Just before you carry on, Tom, by the way, Cassie, when I said we need a shit anime to watch when you come over to Liverpool so we can record us watching it, I read reviews on Diabolic Lovers and I'm going to say no.
No fun allowed.
No, absolutely not.
You should watch something that's like, I mean, Kill la Kill. If you first time screening Kill la Kill would be so perfect for that.
I actually have Ghost Stories downloaded.
Something that's so bad it's good. That's exactly what you want.
Ghost Stories.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually do have I've got it downloaded, so because I was told it was good.
The dub, right?
Yeah, I've got a dual audio.
Okay.
I quite liked
Do
it.
not watch
I
it
quite like
subbed.
what I watched the dub. I swear to God that I thought you guys linked me to an abridged series when I was watching.
Go fill a hole filler.
It's ridiculous. It feels like it's like when the teacher's out of the classroom and all the kids just mess around. Like I swear to God, like the supervisor was ill or something, and the voice actors just decided to write their own script
For the whole 20 episodes.
Yeah. Does it keep that up for the whole 20 episodes?
Yeah.
Would you say it's like that? Because what I saw, I actually thought was quite funny.
They keep the plot of every episode, but
Right.
they ad-lib everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Well, that sounds fantastic. I can't wait to watch that now.
Oh, we could rewatch Daily
Have you not
Lives
seen
of High
any of
School
like the
Boys.
clips or something? I've been watching some clips. They made
It's just,
they make
great.
really Western jokes, like Scientology jokes, Jew jokes, Christianity jokes. They make tons of like you would never see any of these
Pedophile
jokes in
jokes.
an anime. Yeah. So I kind of want to talk about Cross Age a bit because I never thought I'd pick it back up.
Go for it.
I was going to say I watched the first episode of that and I fucking loved it. I thought it was a great first opening episode, and then I was put right off in an episode.
You would.
I thought it was shit.
You
Like,
would
well, from what I've heard people say.
I got a really heavy
There was a
PS5
ton-
from it as well. I don't know why.
I kind of felt like there was a really big kind of circle jerk of hate around Cross Age. I'm going to call it Cross Age because that's what it should be called.
No problem.
Around that series when it like came out.
Yeah, like a few episodes in, I remember just reading people shitting on it.
Yeah.
You should go to A because they fucking love that show.
No, they were the ones shitting
that's
on
a-
it.
Really?
No.
Early on.
From what I can tell, most people that stuck with it have done a complete 180.
Well, at this
Like-
point now, you probably don't sit and shit on it because you stopped watching it however many months ago.
That's true. That is true. But I mean, I will say that it does not have a strong opening. But even like when I was watching the first couple episodes, I kind of didn't see what all the fuss was about because there's some parts of it. I find that series really endearing. There's just something about it. Like there's something about the main character, and it's kind of what it sounds like. Is very similar to Yearn of the Dawn, the way that the main character starts off as literally the worst piece of shit in existence, like just spoiled and worthless and completely like just a massive tool, and like they're just put through like a trial of fire and turns into a total badass like by the end of it.
No,
And
yeah.
it's like exactly the same with Cross Age. There's some I don't know. There's some very sketchy stuff in that series, which I don't know. I kind of it just doesn't bug me as much as it might have bugged like a lot of people, and probably does bug a lot of people. Like some of the costume designs are really bad.
I mean, it's
Like
super
what
fan
they-
servicey, right?
Yeah, I would say so. They spend so much time naked. Just like any opportunity they have to get the characters naked, they get naked. But there's just something that keeps me watching that show. I dropped it like 6-7 episodes in, but not because I wasn't enjoying it, just because I kind of dropped it, like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
You know,
And I've just been hearing a lot of positive buzz around like the second half of the series, so I got back into it, and it really picks up. Like episode 6 or 7 is just really, really good. She's like trapped on a desert island with a boy, and they have like a genuinely sweet kind of budding romance. Despite all of the fucking awful ecchi moments where he trips and buries his face up a fucking vagina, which happens, I think 3 times in one episode.
I mean, you gotta give the guy credit for trying.
Yeah, but it kind of, I don't know. They kind of make it kind of funny. It's like they're kind of cute about it, like not quite like the way that Trigger satirizes the tropes it uses, but they're just kind of they're a little bit in on the joke, and they make it like like I say, they just get a little cute about it, so it doesn't bug me as much. But I like that show. It kind of feels like a show I probably would hate. Thematically, it's quite similar to something like Infinite Stratos, like
Yeah, I was gonna say
bunch of girls on mechs.
If I could put up
But,
with it
like,
in Infinite Stratos, I could put up with it in any show because Infinite Stratos was,
it's
was
like-
the cream of the crop in awfulness when it comes to that shit.
It's like all the bad points of Infinite Stratos, but with actually like a lot of redeeming factors to it. Like, there was no redeeming elements to Infinite Stratos whatsoever.
I liked one battle in Infinite Stratos. So, you know...
that one battle they played twice. The one battle at the start and the end of the series, because, you know, they only had budget for one fight scene.
Yep.
It was not even really a battle. It was kind of just like a... Oh, this robot showed up. Let's run around in circles.
There's a robot flying around. It's like they're trying to swat a fly or something.
Pretty much,
Nothing happens. There's some pretty good action in Cross Range. The music's quite good. Character design's interesting. I don't know. The best way I can put it is I find it really endearing. There's something about it that I just can't stop watching. And the main character, I think, is about 70% of that. Like, Cassie, if you liked Yona for being a badass, I think this is like very similar. And I think Yona had a worse start than Cross Range did. It
had a really I think maybe the first 2 episodes are fucking I stuck with it because I figured it would be something I'd get into, but yeah, I can see why you would drop it right away.
There was nothing in the first episode that I liked about Yona.
Yeah.
But the first 2 episodes of Cross Range I quite liked a lot.
Yeah.
There was even in the first couple episodes there was some stuff that I latched onto and I quite liked.
I don't know. I had something to say then and I've forgotten again.
I mean, I liked the first episode of Yona, but it wasn't
really.
It wasn't amazing.
What was likable about it?
I don't know.
It's like, here's a spoiled
Hack was
brat
okay.
who's completely oblivious to some dude who's also not that great, and she likes her cousin, and it's pretty obvious what the plot is at this point.
I remember being happy that her dad died. Yeah. I was like, oh, she's annoying. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, just shows it up for a couple of episodes.
Amazing. And then, the second episode kind of lingered on all that too much, and it was just, And then it got better, and then I really liked it.
I really like the Korean stuff in that series. Because you very, very rarely see any Korean, culture in anime whatsoever. You see quite a bit of Chinese stuff. But very rarely you see any Korean stuff, which I quite like a lot, because I read some...
Well, don't the Japanese
comics.
absolutely hate the Koreans? I heard
I think they hate China more.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they hate China more, but they also hate Korea.
Yeah.
They remind me a lot of us in the way that we just kind of hate all of our neighbors, and all of our neighbors hate us.
I don't know. I'd say it's
a totally unlikable nation.
Yeah, I've said it before, but the history of the United Kingdom and Japan is shockingly similar.
Well, we were both, small island nations. We had to get out
small
there and
island nation, heavily conquering obsessed. I can't think of the good words to use there. Sorry.
I don't think the
feudal system as well. Not many countries had those. So.
Well, I mean, if Japan's got anything over Britain, they make far better cartoons than we do. Does Britain even make any cartoons?
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we make quite a lot. I'm just trying to think. There must be a good one. There is good ones. I can remember liking some. I'm just.
Canada's got some pretty good cartoons.
Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace. I like Dennis the Menace quite a lot.
Yeah, Dennis the Menace was pretty good. I'm thinking of other stuff now, like Thomas the Tank Engine. I know it's not a cartoon, but that was pretty great.
Yeah, Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century was Scottish. That was great. And then it got cancelled. Man, if I could fund that show again, I would do it right now.
I actually want to bring up something. Is SpongeBob an anime?
What?
No.
Was it made in Japan?
That's a loaded question, because, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, technically,
I think it's
animation.
While I think it's the dumbest thing to get mad over, regarding anime, is the definition of anime.
Well,
it is. I do think it's kind of interesting.
If you said Japanese anime, I guess that'd be more.
I've seen images of Japanese DVDs called it just says anime collection on it, and it's got Mickey Mouse and stuff on the front. I'm like 90% sure that the term anime is just animation.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have any kind of fucking context in Japan in terms of country of origin
but
whatsoever.
I feel like arguing about that would be
Although
silly.
the Oxford Dictionary says anime is a style of Japanese film and television animation typically aimed at adults as well as children, compared with manga.
Is it really typically aimed at adults?
Okay.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I think is
that.
actually interesting about this debate.
I mean, it says typically aimed at adults as well as children. So, like, I don't know what it's really saying.
Oh, okay. It's just the way it's worded. It sounds funny because
So
adults
it's
as well as
aimed
children.
At,
so
it's aimed
everyone.
at human beings.
Yeah.
Is that what it's trying to say? Because I kind of got that already.
maybe it's not aimed at the elderly.
Or aliens.
No,
The elderly.
I don't know.
Suck it.
I think that word has got a different definition in the West than in Japan. Like,
that's probably true.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I think we have given anime a definition it does not have in Japanese. But the question is what's our definition for it? Because we kind of just made it up, didn't we? So.
Well, we kind of went over that in the first episode of Animate, didn't we? Like, basically, I think we came to the conclusion that if we were going to use the word anime, we're talking about like cartoons that were produced inside of Japan.
Was that when we talked about Ruby and shit?
By a Japanese, by a Japanese company.
See, I don't know what. I think of Ruby as an anime, but I don't think of Avatar as an anime.
See, so the Merriam-Webster dictionary actually says a style of animation that was created in Japan and that uses colorful images, strong characters, and stories that have a lot of action. So
that's Ruby, though.
Yeah.
Huh.
That defines Ruby. I mean, but the thing is like these dictionaries have different definitions because it has no definition.
Right.
Like it's one of those cases
colloquial.
of it's a word that means different things to different people.
And yeah, of course, like the weeaboo culture over in the otaku culture in the West, weeb community culture in the West has definitely took that word for them. Like, I mean, I'm sure we've all met that one person who gets really offended when you label anything that isn't Japanese like an anime, and they get really fucking upset about it. Because I've definitely met those
like
people
SpongeBob.
before. Yeah, exactly. Like, I can hear the screams from here, like that one guy who lives in fucking, I don't know, Norwich or something like that, who got really fucking offended by that. And he's like, no, SpongeBob is not an anime. How dare you even compare the two things?
Silly people get ass mad over anything.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and also
it's kind of like an
fans
Emperor's New...
are bad.
Anime fans are silly people. Like, let's be honest.
We are just awful people. Ah, god damn it.
I do think there's a lot of Emperor's New Clothes going on where people see someone getting mad about something and they want to get mad about it as well.
Yeah. Tumblr.
Like, I didn't even know I felt this way about this like this morning when I woke up, but seeing this guy get angry makes me angry about it too.
I finally awoken to the truth.
Yeah.
It's called being a Democrat.
I mean, I know we've all come to accept it now, how angry people can get about, you know, the use of word, well, in our case, the word anime and what it means to them. But I mean, come on, just fucking pack it in. It's like when
a word of warning, I'm a Democrat, so.
Something that I always try and stick to is that definitions is defined by usage and not by dictionaries. Like, dictionaries will often change the
I think we've had this argument before too, and I don't want to go back into that one.
I don't think we've had it on. I think this is
it was back in
we talked about post podcast, right? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Over the word based.
I got into an argument with someone recently about what "bay" means.
This is babe.
I was saying it meant babe, but he meant he was saying it was an acronym for before anyone else.
Literally the only time I've ever heard that before.
Wait, you've never heard the term bay?
No, I've heard the term bay before, but I've not heard
someone. Oh, right. I was going to say, I'm fairly certain I called
before.
Ravi Bay in chat, like, on several occasions.
Yeah, it's a very good point you bring up there. So,
bay is a Danish word for poop. Also used by
I think it's a Korean word as well, isn't it?
Baby, sweetie, etc.
So then, by what you were saying before, Tom, like how a word's defined by its use rather than what it says in the dictionary, do you think by that logic, then the term anime does now actually mean like cartoons made by Japanese companies.
Well, that's how
Every
most
word
people use
means. I feel like definition is just like a false idea. Like the
This is
words
getting
don't
too
really
deep.
have meaning other than what you can interpret it. You can, like, but yeah, I do kind of agree with things like, especially something like Ruby. Ruby really was something that we hadn't seen before, and you can make a very, very strong case for it being called an anime, and like almost every site it's on, like Crunchyroll and Netflix, label it as an anime. And yes, sure, nerds are going to get ass mad about it, but I mean, there is really strong cases for it. But I kind of think of anime as like an interest more than anything else, which is why I kind of feel like Avatar fits into that really nicely, because people that watch anime are also interested in Avatar.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well, because like most people, I'm sure all of us are into something more than just anime. Like as you say, anime as an interest or a hobby or something like that. Like just from anime as well, you get into like light novels and manga and music and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of guess it all falls under like otaku culture, but I fucking hate the word otaku. I hate that word so much.
It's because only shitheads use it to describe themselves.
Like,
I don't like being
we are
labeled as an
going to get
otaku
to
as well. And I
we're
don't
going to
know
get
why
to the
it bothers
point
me.
where Tumblr is going to get pissy about the word otaku.
Tumblr's gonna get pissy over everything, so who gives a shit? Like, that's
But
not news.
It will. I guarantee you, within a few years, someone is going to say the phrase, "You can't call me that. That's our word."
So otaku's going to become a racist word all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Oh, what did I see earlier?
It's just a really gross word, though.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it either.
So I'm going to walk into my anime
like
club and be like, "Yo, what's up, my otaku?"
Yeah.
And then fist bump. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. No, I kind of agree with Tom as well, though. I mean, like, it could very well get to that point, because some people wear the term otaku as a badge and they're proud of it, and I'm like, no, that's nothing to be proud of.
And then there are anime that are like based around that very fact, like Psychono.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing I could never get my head around as well. Why people would be proud to be called an otaku or a weeaboo.
Yeah, it's.
I don't get that.
Usually when I'm calling someone a weeb, it's followed by faggot.
Of nerd, though, isn't it? No, I think that's closer to an extension of the nerd. Like geek chic is a new thing.
Like nerd
where
furniture.
People have like. Yeah. No, where like the term chic. Nerd and geek is like. Geek. Have you come on, please? You've heard that.
Is geek really a good thing? I still don't like.
Nowadays,
associate it with
more
a positive meaning.
Okay, that's a fun thing. What's the difference between geek and nerd to you guys?
Like nerd is the kind of cool thing, and geek is the actual dork. Like,
oh right.
I see that the other way around. I see that completely the other way around. I think geek is the cool thing and nerd is the lame thing.
Huh.
Nah,
I'd kind of have to agree with Cassie on that one. Nerd sounds more endearing to me than geek does, I guess.
No, I call people nerds all the time.
Well, yeah.
What's up,
shut the fuck up, nerd.
Yeah,
yeah, but you're not saying that to be insulting, like.
Well,
we throw that
I
at
kind
each
of say
other
it
all the time. It's like
I say that really ironically,
and to a lesser extent as well. It's kind of like calling somebody a fag. Like when I call you guys fags, I'm not calling you gay. Like fag, it's like I gotta love
fag
that.
Has
Louis...
not meant gay for ages.
You've got to love that Louis C.K. sketch on that one. He said, "I would never call somebody a fag to call them gay. I'm just calling them a fag because they're a faggot." Like that entire sketch was brilliant. I'd like
Stop
that you
being
said,
a
like,
faggot and put that dick back in your mouth.
Stop quit being a faggot and suck that dick.
Did you see when Louis C.K. went on? I think it was Leno, and he was like talking about like putting Black history into context, and people need to actually realize that this was a real thing that happens. And then he was like, "Yeah, and white people had it rough too. Like when they took our slaves away." Just like after this really on point like moral speech, he just drops that fucking nasty ass bomb on Jay Leno. Is like full panic mode. It's amazing. That's an amazing.
How do you
man.
react to that?
It truly is.
You can't even laugh, or else you'll be like.
He was like really awkwardly laughing, but like you can tell he's like glancing over his shoulder at his producer, and his producer's just going, ah.
God.
We've still got 15 minutes to wait. Improv. Just get him out of there. I love that he was brought onto a panel as well. I think it was for Fox News, and they were talking about masturbation. And there was like an anti-masturbation person there, and it was a girl. And he was said, I love masturbating. Obviously. It makes me not want to kill people. And when I go home later, I'm going to masturbate and I'm going to think about you. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's the best way to shut somebody down.
I could just watch him taking down hecklers all day. Frankie Boyle is terrifying as well for that.
I know we're going to keep going off on a tangent on this one, but, fuck it, this is an episode of Reanimate, what else did you expect? But another Louis C.K. one I was listening to, it was a live show, it wasn't one of his DVDs, whatever, and this woman in the front row wouldn't get off her phone and wouldn't stop talking to people on the phone, and then at some point just went, get off the phone, you stupid cunt, and then she just goes, oh my god, you did not just call me a C-word. He went, you're right, I'm sorry, I didn't call you a C-word, I called you a cunt. And the argument he basically just called her a cunt for about 10 minutes, and then the
she was being really stubborn as well. She kept trying to get the high ground.
I will sue you.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Great guy.
Just quickly, real quickly, just a fun little factoid. Going back to definition, I was kind of wanting to drop this before, and I just remembered it. Willy-nilly actually used to mean willing or unwilling.
And now it just means spur of the moment, I guess.
Willy-nilly kind of means all over the place.
Yeah,
if you're shooting willy-nilly, it's like you're shooting in 360 degrees. But yeah, it used to mean willing or unwilling, and then the usage changed, so the definition changed. I think that's fascinating.
So the main question here is, how do we change the word anime? What's the message we can spread to our lovely listeners today to try and make the definition of anime listeners? Anime. How can we change the definition of anime?
I think the best piece of advice I can give to anyone is just don't ever get mad at anything on the internet, and you will just instantly be a better person.
Solid advice.
There is nothing on the internet worth getting mad about.
True that. Very, very true.
Yeah.
And don't use the word anime altogether, or don't use manga. Just call them comics and cartoons, because that's all they are.
Yeah.
that is honestly what I tell normal people.
Normal people?
I don't like using the phrase anime in front of people who don't watch anime, so I just call it cartoons.
Yeah.
I only ever talk to people who know I'm into anime, so
my family and shit.
Oh, I don't bring that up in front of them whatsoever.
Don't bring it up.
What? So how the hell did your mum know to get you for your birthday?
I said this is what. Well, of course, my mum knows. Obviously, I don't know how many times I've seen the story. The first time she ever seen this. And it's a copy for the listeners. Mate, it's a copy of Madoka Magica.
Try explaining this.
Man, I'm glad I'm a girl.
Panty and stockings.
I could get away with
18 that. Rated panty and stocking.
I could just say to my mum, well, do you remember when I was a kid I used to watch the Powerpuff Girls? Well, yeah, it's like that.
That still doesn't sound very good.
My sister came into my room and she saw this and she was just like, "Is this porn?" Nope.
And again, it's if I have to, I'm obviously I wasn't going to sit there and explain the entire plot to Madoka, but at the same time I was just like, well, you're going to forget about this conversation in 5 minutes' time. Why are you pressing me for details? Why does it matter to you what it is that I watch? It's not porn. If you're thinking that I'm
shut up, mom.
She'd probably rather it be porn.
So yeah, I mean, in terms just don't mention it unless they have an interest in it. Don't mention it to the family because number one, you could very well make yourself look weird. Number two, they don't care and you're gonna bore the crap out of them.
There's no way to make it sound not
cool,
childish.
interesting.
You can't you can't explain it. There's too much stigma around anime. The only, and I don't understand how. I guess it's just because it's been around for so long.
I don't really expect them
to
think it's okay.
Well, it's not okay, let's be honest. But I mean, maybe not for the. They don't understand the ways in which anime is not okay, but they're quite close to it. No, the Miyazaki Studio Ghibli stuff is kind of like the only anime that.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Because it's so similar to Disney. It's very very similar to Disney, I guess. Maybe that's why.
I don't even think so. I don't think so at all. there are very, very few like child-friendly Miyazaki films. I would not let a little kid below the age of 10 watch half of the Studio Ghibli collection because it's just gonna like nightmare fuel.
Yeah, but the popular ones, like the more
Spirited
popular
Away
ones
is
are the
freaky
ones.
as fuck. Yeah, I mean, they definitely started going that way. I think after the Disney acquisition, with things like Ponyo and Ariete. But I mean, you would not show Princess Mononoke to a kid.
I mean, I think I heard other people having a discussion like this, and they were talking about. Well, the question was, how is it that we, if we could change something tomorrow, how could we get anime into the mainstream media? Like, question number one, why does that need to happen? And then
Yeah,
It's
well,
not
I mean,
in a
that's
bad
a really
spot
good
right now
point.
either. It's like pretty easily accessible.
Yeah,
like,
it is really
Yeah.
easily accessible.
Yeah.
But
I think
they were talking about, like, well, as you said before, bringing normal people into it, or people who might never heard of it. And one of their suggestions was, like, why not put something like Fate Zero on, like on BBC or HBO? I think they were talking about, like, and different sides of the channel and
but
what
like,
TV
look at like
networks you would
Attack
put
on
them
Titan. Like that is already like a thing. Like there's individual things that have stood out like that everyone knows about.
There's
Bebop, Death Note.
probably
Yeah, Death Note.
only 4 shows I could actually see being on mainstream telly. Like, even something like Full Metal Alchemist is pretty anime with its humor.
Yeah.
And yeah, like a lot of
It
like
just
the
wouldn't
kids
fit on
cartoons and
television.
anime.
I mean, Fate Zero is genuinely a good shout. Like, not just being a Fate Zero fanboy, because it is a little bit more mature than most anime, and I mean, it's not really got like the fan service or like the typical anime jokes that you would get. So I mean, I could see that being on mainstream television, but it's the whole stigma of like, it's a cartoon that's on at 9 o'clock at night. Like, why would I watch it? I guess people would think. I mean,
I feel like it's the question of anime and mainstream is such a weird one because
It's not
anime
even
is
that far.
mainstream.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not really far from mainstream if it's not like.
I mean, I guess people want people to like what they like.
yeah.
Except
mean,
all of
that's-
us.
Yeah, except from hipsters, which were just like programmed wrong, I guess. But
I mean, it would be be great if more and more people got into it. I mean, there's more people to talk with and discuss with, but at the same time, I'd never try and force it on someone. Like, I would never go on at somebody to the point where, because at some point they'll just say, oh, okay, now you've gone on about it so much, I'm not watching it now. It's kind of like Game of Thrones and the Breaking Bad, like 2 shows that people went on and on and on so much about, and every time my friend, well, not every time, but like most times when my friends came down, they're like, Dave, you've got to watch this Game of Thrones. You've got to watch it. You've got to watch it. It's
still
so good.
like The Walking Dead's another one that everyone fucking loses their shit over. And it's like, no, I don't want to watch it. Like,
and then those two will have a spoiler-free conversation about the plot and like the trying to dodge around spoilers. So obviously they won't ruin anything for me. And I'm like, this isn't helping your case whatsoever. It's not making me want to watch it because I know most of what's going on now, and it doesn't sound interesting. And I feel if we'd done that with anime, it would just turn people off even more. And
anime has a long way to go before it actually earns a spot.
Yeah,
like on actual television. Like, I do genuinely think we're in a quote unquote golden age of anime.
Yeah,
there is a lot of trash coming out, but that's because there's a lot of anime coming out. Like, I'd say since 2011, I'd say 7 out of most people's 10 favorite anime have come out.
Yeah, I think that'd be the case for me.
Nostalgia aside, obviously, for things like Bebop, NG, Dragon Ball, or like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that from when they were kids. But there's been some really, really high quality content coming out lately, and the problem is it's still just the cream of the crop because there's so much trash. There's so much trash, and the thing is like there are plenty of stigmas surrounding anime that are all fucking deserved because anime is just fucking it's so bad. It's so bad.
Tom, you sound like you have a lot of feelings about this.
Kind of, yeah. It frustrates me. Just because I have a lot of friends that I can't share anime with, and it's just because they've built up a wall where they don't really understand the fact that not all anime is gross. Yeah. But the problem is there's so much gross anime out there that it's very easy to understand why people would think that. And really, there's not much you can do to convince people to watch anime until
I don't see any reason to.
It seems
until the
to be
perception of it changes.
We need like a more consistent stream of shows like Fate Zero, Death Note, Steins Gate to a lesser extent. There's some weird anime jokes in there, but that aside, it's still an amazing
Steins
series.
Gate would not fly on. Steins Gate wouldn't fly. Like,
well, maybe Attack on Titan as well. I could include in that. It might not have been the best show, but...
Attack on Titan, Bebop, Death Note, and Fate Zero, in my mind, are the only 4 series I've seen that could be included in Western TV without people going, "What the fuck am I watching?" Like, someone that doesn't know anything about anime could watch those series and think those are Western cartoons.
Yeah, absolutely.
There has no concept of anime whatsoever. But if you put something like, I don't know, if you put something...
Black Lagoon?
I'm trying to think...
Black Lagoon's an example.
No.
I think it's mature,
we mentioned No Game No Life, and we were kind of talking about this before. Like, you wouldn't just recommend someone No Game No Life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you imagine if they put No Game No Life on TV?
That's what I mean.
People would be like, "What the fuck?" Because there's so few cultural touching points.
Yeah.
You have to learn the like. Wow. Ravi with the fucking nuke. He hasn't said anything in like 20 minutes, and he just brings the whole fucking show to a halt.
Like, think about it. Like, people just watching them, they're like, "This is like Sailor Moon, but worse and edgy."
Yeah.
Well, I guess another thing I could throw on top of that is as well. What's the best way to put this? Maybe to try and get them in while they're young, so to speak. Maybe we need more shows like, we need that. Hang on a minute, I am going somewhere with this.
Are you going to the van rental?
Ravi's out. He's like, "No, fuck this."
But I mean, like, put more shows out there for the younger audience, like your Beyblades, your Yu-Gi-Ohs, your Dragon Ball Z's, and stuff like that.
Is there any of that shit coming out? When was the last?
I was wondering that like a week ago.
There was 2 generations of like anime content that brought in 2 generations of people. It was Dragon Ball, and then it was a kind of cluster of
like Yu-Gi-Oh
Pokemon,
and shit like that.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon,
I was gonna say
Cardcaptor Sakura, and Beyblade.
I was gonna say, like, Pokemon is still going right now and is still bringing.
I don't
know
know
if
that really contributes though a whole lot.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because
Like,
I didn't know those were anime.
Its own thing. Pokemon's definitely become its own thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yu-Gi-Oh's
not just
still going in its own hideous fucking way.
I mean, if you get into and Yu-Gi-Oh's the same as well. Yu-Gi-Oh's the same as well. Where Yu-Gi-Oh's become its own thing now. Whereas, like, if you get into Death Note, you'll go and look for more anime. But if you get into Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, you'll go and buy the games, you'll go and buy the cards, and you'll build decks, and you'll get into a completely different aspect of those.
I think it's a franchise rather than an anime at this point.
Yeah. I mean, every single one of those series, except from Dragon Ball and Cardcaptor Sakura, every single one of those series was pushing a product. Digimon had the Tamagotchis, Pokemon had the games and the cards, Yu-Gi-Oh had the cards, and Beyblades had the Beyblades. Like, it's kind of like when Transformers and stuff like that was on TV. It's like they're selling toys. But we just haven't had anything like that in so long, like something new and exciting that the kids are just losing their fucking minds over. Like, holy shit. We were rabid for that stuff when we were in school.
Yeah.
Schools banning that shit.
People, schools were banning that shit because kids were losing their minds.
This kid stole my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and that's it. All Yu-Gi-Oh cards are banned.
Yeah.
Some cunt put a Beyblade through a window. Beyblades are banned.
Oh, we never got Beyblades banned. I always had that shit on me.
I told Tom about this story. It was the first time we ever recorded together on a Yui's pod, and I remember like everybody had Beyblades and stuff like that. Now it was when people were learning how to customize them a little bit more, like like gluing the bit beast down over 2 weight discs and stuff like that. And then there was this one guy who was like, "Oh, I've been to Spain and I've bought this all metal bit beast. Let it rip off the Beyblade arena thing right through a fucking window." That's what got Beyblade banned. One child broke a window. It was all smiles and sunshine before.
I mean, I've said my Beyblade story.
Which one was that?
The kid filed down the metal disc. You got a metal.
I remember this. And then, like, it carried on to stop it from spinning. He tried to stop it.
He tried picking it up while it was spinning, and he like cut his hand open.
Oh my god!
I remember that.
I mean, I was young then. It probably wasn't that deep a cut, but it was still, it's still a really funny story. Oh yeah, those blood. That was definitely.
Although
blood.
Beyblades also weren't that popular, I don't think, when I was at school. Like, I know I had them, and there were maybe just like a handful of other kids.
How old are you guys?
I think I was in grade
okay.
6. I feel like I was grade 6, 7 around that time.
Also, America got that shit way sooner than we did. Way,
it took a couple of years to get off the
years for that shit to get off the boat.
Yeah, Beyblade wasn't a huge thing when I was in school. Like, I was super fucking into
Beyblade
it,
was
but
pretty big with us.
it wasn't very big here.
Card Captors was kind of low key.
Yeah, that was another thing that I was really into, but no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think after the whole Beyblade
fad,
like,
Card
there was
Captors.
nothing after
Holy
that.
shit! Holy shit!
I keep forgetting that was
the
called
one
Card
I think.
Captors.
Yeah, I've never gone back to it, so I only know it as Card Captors. And
okay. You should go watch the
opening,
Japanese version.
I tried watching. I don't know. I kind of don't. I wanted to watch the dubbed version again for nostalgia, but it's just hideous.
Yeah, no, don't do that. There's literally no reason to watch the dub. Just don't.
Sakura. So gross.
I get it. What's wrong with that?
Sakura. Stop it.
So I think in conclusion to those arguments is we need better anime to make it over for the kids, and then better anime more consistently for the more adult viewing audience. We need consistency is going to have to be the key if it's going to break into the mainstream.
I think those like Pokemon and stuff do a really good job of like opening kids' minds to the concept of anime. So when they see something like that was like when I saw Naruto, which is my gateway into actual anime. I was like, oh, this is like Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I thought I remember I thought Yu-Gi-Oh! Was Japanese or something. So
wait, so let's go over all of our gateway anime.
I don't know.
Well, I think me and Tom, again, going back to the first podcast we ever done, we kind of gathered that everybody went through a similar route. There was the shonen stuff
like
and the kid.
Yeah,
three stages. Yeah.
Yep, there was the kids stuff, shonen, and then obviously what was it like that your first like step into like
Death Note. Death Note is most people's big
Mine was
first
Trigun.
anime. Yeah.
So
I've heard that one a lot as well. Things like NGE and
there are people who think
Gurren Lagann is a big one for a lot of people.
Yeah, that would have been one of my earlier ones.
There's another one I heard a lot about, which is a weird first step.
Cowboy Bebop too.
Yeah, Bebop.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, but that goes back a lot further than our generation, I think.
Yeah. And then there was Akira as well. That goes back another generation.
Akira was that's like 30-year-olds getting into anime.
So yeah, for me it was Pokemon was the first thing I ever watched. Then I went to Yu-Gi-Oh! Then I went to Beyblade. Then I went to Dragon Ball Z. And then at the tender age of 18, I got into Death Note.
Yeah, I only watched Death Note last year.
I got into anime way earlier than that,
gap.
though. I got into Death Note at 15, I think.
Yeah, I got into
there was a guy
Dragon during college.
Yeah, like starting university is what made me start kind of getting into anime. And like, actually, no, in high school, I hated all the fucking anime kids. I thought they were weird.
And now you're one.
They were literally the ones who ran around wearing the Naruto headbands and shit. Like, no, fuck that. They were weird.
Oh god, really?
Yeah.
I remember kids having Dragon Ball fights on the playground.
Did they just stand and scream at each other?
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I only had 5 channels growing up. I didn't even know what a Dragon Ball was. So I just thought they were all like fucking. I thought they were just insane. They were just like mental kids. Just like they were all just like dancing around, like throwing these big imaginary balls at each other.
Nah, Dragon Ball Z was like huge here. So
yeah.
So it was, if you didn't know what it was, you were a girl.
I kind of missed Dragon Ball by...
I still remember the first time my mom walked in and I was watching Dragon Ball Z and she was just like staring at the television like, what the fuck is this?
My mom was
Vegeta was going for like a minute straight.
My mom absolutely loved Dragon Ball Z. Like, she freaked out just as much as I did when she seen Goku turn Super Saiyan against Frieza. Spoilers, by the way.
Goku!
That was good. Oh, Gandalf, your mom's gonna kill me.
You go and get revenge for your friend now.
I was more from Birmingham than anything else. Was that an attempt at a Scouse accent there? I was going to say
No,
Brian.
Birmingham is quite close to Scouse, though, to my ear.
Yeah, they're not too far away from each other.
Plus, all my
Like,
relatives
if
are
you-
from Birmingham, so.
If you lower the pitch on the Scouse accent, it's a Birmingham accent.
Yep, the Scouse accent was practically Brummy back in the 70s, but we will not go into that. So very quickly we'll go over Cassie's
How many times
gateway.
have we said very quickly? I don't actually know. Like, I don't remember what point it was when I started watching anime again. I just kind of remember watching a bunch of shit like Gurren Lagann, but that might be it. I don't know. No, I probably watched other shit before that. I think I might have watched Angel Beats before I even watched Gurren Lagann.
How is
Oh god, I
Angel
think
Beats
Clannad was like my
Tracy?
second or third anime.
Well, I was going to
Wait.
say as well. I think Steven, my
Yeah.
friend Steven, led me to the cliff that is anime, and then Cassie pushed me off. So yeah, between Cassie and Steve, thank you very much. I appreciate that. No, genuinely, I've enjoyed my time with these cartoons. It's not like it's coming to an end. I've enjoyed my time.
No,
but
it's getting better.
yeah, it's only going to get better from here.
It is actually getting better. I'm actually
Well,
was
the
that-
quite
next
what was that
season's
thing I
pretty
see?
good, so.
yeah.
What was that thing I read somewhere? Some guy, it was like a Japanese comedy show, and one guy said, an otaku will never commit suicide nor a crime, and one guy goes, why? And he went, because he's got another episode of anime to watch next week.
That sounds like something else. I can't understand what my husband's saying. I think the quote from I think the quote from that is an otaku is an organism that dies without anime.
Also, why hasn't everyone watched this yet? Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, it's one of, yeah. So
Wait,
good.
watch what yet?
I can't understand what my
I
husband
can't
is saying.
understand what-
It'll take you like half an hour
Yeah.
to watch the entire thing, and it's fucking great.
So good. Oh my god, the episode right at the end where the art style changes. Good. Good.
So before we go off another tangent, shall we call it a wrap there?
Yes, that's
Yes.
it's getting long now.
All right then, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to Reanimate. You've been. I will do the plugs before I do the goodbyes. This time I'll remember correctly. If you probably listen to this on YouTube. If you know, you can find us on iTunes. Not that we're uploading anything to iTunes, but again, I'm working to resolve that issue. If you liked what you listened to, hit that subscribe button and tell somebody else about it, because we're on 49 subscribers now. We'd really like to hit 50 sometime soon, so we've got a nice round number. And no doubt the next time
Fuck
Tim's on the
51. It's 50 and then we're done.
Yeah,
No
we're
more
calling it quits.
episodes.
No, we want to hit a nice sweet spot with 50, because the next time Tim's on the podcast, no doubt we'll probably lose another 3 subscribers. So
On point.
yeah, of course, if you like what you listen to and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. Tell us why. Leave us some feedback. We always appreciate. We love comments, don't we, guys?
Find us on
Um,
Facebook because our Facebook page is dreadfully lacking of activity from people who aren't us.
Yeah.
Has there ever been activity that wasn't us?
Well, on
one of our
YouTube, there's like a
subscribers
couple
commented on it a
people,
few
yeah.
times.
Yeah, on YouTube there's a few people, but there's
Not on
nothing
Facebook.
anywhere else. I've said this before in the chat, but
Is
I
this
love
Twitter?
watching Dave on Twitter just
I
like
gave up on that. The only thing I
asking
do.
questions to no one.
It's very
Well, we
depressing.
do that
So
on
now
Facebook too.
I don't
You just
do
book wrestlers now, don't you?
See, at least my
Yeah, I do-
Tumblr
I
gets
do-
like
I tweet-
reblogs and likes sometimes.
I tweet about wrestling sometimes. I tweet to wrestlers sometimes. If we get more activity on Twitter, I might talk about anime. So feel free to follow us on Twitter. You can follow us at Anime Abroad, and you can follow the other members of the podcast. Those links will be there as well. As Ravi said, then you can follow us on Tumblr, where he likes to post.
Oh, I'm going to be
random
hopefully doing
anime
that Steam
pictures.
thing soon.
I have made Cassie the commander of our Steam group, and she will be reviewing light novels and anime based games.
Also,
or
apparently you
anime-themed
need to put
games, I
up
guess.
10 reviews before that actually shows up on Steam, so I'll see you next year.
Okay, so expect that sometime in
Wow.
2017. And that
Next
just
year
about
is
wraps up all of.
2016, right?
Well, she says a year, so I'm aiming, So if
Let's
I
be
say
realistic here.
2017 and it comes out in 2016, it's a nice surprise for everybody. So that just about wraps all that up today. I have been joined by Tom.
Shit, I wasn't ready for being first. See you guys.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
I've been.
birthday to you. No,
Happy
you weren't.
birthday, dear Tom.
No, you can stop. Please stop. That was a train wreck. Fucking thanks. Thank you so much, guys, for ruining my birthday. We're
You're only 2
3
hours
hours into my
it.
birthday, and I'm done already.
I have also been joined today by Ravi.
Bye.
And I've been joined by Cassie.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all next time.
What was that?
Yeah.
I never know what to say. Like, when I'm being introduced or leaving, it's like, hey!
Cassie, make a noise!
Yeah.
It's kind of like people's brains switch off when they're listening to me talk. Just there, and Cassie, it's like, bleh.
Like, you know it's coming, but you still don't know what you're supposed to do.
Enthusiasm.
I'm gonna make
like, goodbye,
anime.
guys. We'll see you next time, guys.
I'm gonna make anime noises every single outro from now on.
Oh god.
It's gonna be the worst, most autistic, cringy shit you've ever seen.
I'm leaving all of that in, and now we should press the stop button.
Alright.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, everybody.